still works. Welcome back to Coming This Summer.
Yeah, that's the theme.
We should, yeah. Slow it down. Add a little bass.
Pixar. What a fucking film this was, man. Oh my god.
All right, we're going to dive right into this. We've been shitting on Disney.
Yeah. Well,
rightfully so.
It's a Pixar video. Maybe we should be like, yeah, Pixar, yeah, Disney, you know?
No, I'm saying we've been, though.
Yeah.
Like, because they deserved it.
They deserved it.
Wish was terrible.
Elemental.
It was all right.
Wasn't great.
Better than Wish.
It didn't stick to what it was going for. Unlike this movie, where it's like, here's what we're doing. We're going to follow through on the plot that we're setting up so that you can justify that we're even doing a second one.
Because you watched the channel, we were not happy that they were doing another one.
No, not at all.
Because there was no need for...
Up to sitting down in the theater, I'm like, we gotta do Bad Boys 4 and Inside Out 2. Lo and behold,
oops,
movies of the year.
You were not looking forward to June, yeah.
No! I'm like, man, June sucks. Quiet Places are gonna be the only good thing. Nah, man.
You're gonna end up hating that.
I was so wrong.
If we're playing the way things have been going.
I'm super hyped for Quiet Place.
Uh-oh.
Unlike I was for Bad Boys. And maybe that's why. Maybe having such low expectations for this movie.
I absolutely had rock bottom expectations.
Compared to the first movie?
Yeah.
Like, where it's like, yeah, they can't make that magic again.
Toy Story 4 is underwhelming as hell.
Let's be real. Yeah, we're basing it off.
Let's be real.
Finding Dory comparatively
isn't
as good as regular Finding Nemo.
Yeah, they really only got closer to hitting the mark with Incredibles 2 recently.
Yes.
Toy Story 2,
None of the Cars movies are as good as the first one.
Cars 3 is better than Cars 2.
Yeah.
So that...
Right.
Yeah.
But the originals, man, just keep making originals, you know? Except Elemental, which was like, yeah, it looks pretty, but like, could have been a good short.
It was really underwhelming.
Could have been a good series, you know, Pixar animated
This was
series,
like return to form. They had, this felt like they had it in their back pocket in case things went sideways down the line. They're like, pull out the Inside Out 2 script.
Like, we've always had it.
That's what it felt like. It was like...
That might be more true than you think. Because Elemental maybe, like, underperformed, and they're like, ah, shit. And they're like, we got to get Inside Out 2 made as quickly as possible. Yep. And maybe that's why Mindy Kaling and Bill Hader aren't in it, because they're like, we have to do this now.
For this much money,
we have to fucking record this right now. Yeah. Inside Out 2 is a great film. If you're skeptical like we were, assuade those expectations and go see the fucking movie, because it's great.
Yeah.
It's fantastic.
I mean, it doesn't break the mold. It's definitely classic Pixar.
Yes.
You're going to cry.
Oh, yeah.
They're going to hit you with that music. It's going to crescendo as you learn your life lesson.
Yep. I don't think I liked... an animated movie as much as this, probably since Puss in Boots 2. I'm like trying to rack my brain for like...
No, I can, like, because there was a lot of like okay ones. Like Kung Fu Panda 4 was pretty decent. Trolls was decent.
Yeah, but those aren't aiming to be like this.
No, but you're right. Since Puss in Boots 2, which had no right to be as good as it was.
No right, but it was. Yeah, I haven't... like the movie as much since then.
It's good.
The new cast, Ayo Edebari from Bottoms, that comedy movie where everybody's murdering people by the end, and she's in the Bear. She's in the Bear show. Also,
Hi, hello.
The cooking show or whatever. Yeah, you're looking at me like you didn't know what the Bear was. Number one fucking show.
No, the Hulu show with the dude from Shameless. Yeah. It has most of my name.
Maya Hawke as
she was great.
Anxiety. Yeah, that's one of the roles where it's like, oh, she's like the character. Like normally you're like, oh, I can see that actor or voice actor like in the booth doing the lines. Like Onward, I always talk about. Like you can just see Chris Pratt.
Yeah.
And fucking Tom Holland like talking to each other.
Yeah, no, this. I don't want to spoil too much.
No spoilers. But you know from the trailers, like new emotions are coming in.
Yeah, and they don't hit you too much with the first one stuff. There's not a lot of first one Easter eggs. There's a couple.
Bing Bong is like an origami statue on Joy's shelf.
Okay. But I mean, like, they don't really like shove anything down your throat. The only thing they really actually audibly and visually really give you is the triple mint gum.
Triple mint gum will make you smile. Did I ask for the gum commercial?
Triple mint gum, which they have to.
Which they have to, because it's like the first. We got to think of something quick, and then like you're not even thinking about that. They hit you right at the beginning of the movie. Yeah, and you're like, But they don't lean on a lot of that, which I appreciated. They change the dynamic from the little kid parent to it's really just about puberty and the kid going to high school or high school. Yeah, she's like entering. She's getting ready to be a freshman.
It's like summer vacation.
So it's like
hockey camp.
Which is funny because the last time they did this was Turning Red.
Yes.
Which was a pretty decent movie.
This did Turning Red better than Turning Red.
Way better.
Yeah.
They didn't make it as much of a joke. Turning Red's like pure comedy. This is like adventure comedy. That was like comedy adventure. Do you know what I mean? Like seriously, that was way more laugh first. James Gunn. More than this one. Joke.
Yeah,
I'm a panda.
We'll worry about substance and plot later.
Look, gigantic kaiju fight.
This movie, and like the first one, did a great job of balancing the Riley and the emotions. They both felt like A plots. It's like they
did
wrote
a really
one,
good job.
Like as a story.
I agree.
And then like Riley, they like wrote her whole like movie, and then like
which is funny.
The emotions like plot based off of what was happening to the Riley
you're right.
plot.
It felt like if you stop and think about it, it felt like each one had more than the other. No, I like it. I don't have very many complaints about it. I mean, they didn't, like I said, they didn't break any new ground.
No.
I love Tony Hale and everything he's in, but they're making Toy Story 5 and he's Forky, so I feel like you shouldn't have went there.
He's Fear in this movie, replacing
He's
Bill
Forky
Hader.
Fear, though.
He's Forky, straight up Forky.
He's just Forky.
Yeah. And those three take more of a point because in this movie they split up joy and sadness.
They redo the joy sadness thing, but this time joy's with
fear, anger,
and disgust.
Yeah.
But it's literally the same thing. It's that's what I mean. It does have a little bit of sequelitis, but it's a lot of it's
Joy
forgivable.
basically unlearns everything she learned in the first movie, even though we were talking about this. She references
but
what
she knows
she's learned.
She unlearns it like midway through the movie because she starts to like...
She gets jealous.
Right. Yeah. And then she has to realize again, which I'm not spoiling
Which
anything.
we won't even talk about how Joy goes through a range of fucking her own emotions.
Delusional? Of course I'm delusional!
How does Joy have sadness?
How is Joy angry?
Why is she mad?
Why is she mad?
What is she scared of?
Is Joy crying?
Because in the first movie...
What the fuck?
She does get a little sad, but for the most part, she has no fear. She has no disgust.
Yep.
She does everything because she's like, I gotta help Riley.
She has her own anxiety in this movie about being replaced by anxiety. What?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
What the fuck,
like you said, you start going down the car's hole, it starts going like really that's how it's a good one.
Yeah.
That's how it's a good one.
Yeah, and it sticks with you because you're like thinking about all this shit. Are there questions I want answered? Absolutely fucking no.
God, no.
Please, God, no. I'm going to give this movie an 8 out of 10. It was a fucking great movie, man. I love this movie. Yeah, seeing it twice, I wish I could have seen it more, but I don't think as a 25-year-old man I could go see Inside Out 3 times in the movie theaters.
Yeah. Like maybe
I'm gonna be in the back.
Uncle Ryan takes the kids, otherwise maybe not. Like he's gonna show up, hey, what's up? What your kids doing? I need to go see Inside Out.
Yeah. I gotta go see Inside Out again, man. Yeah.
No, I'm
fantastic movie.
I just you it's crazy because you really went from to here. Like you've completed the arc of like, why are they making this to one of our highest scores I've given them.
I genuinely did not want to go see this movie. And then upon seeing it, I'm like, fantastic.
Yeah,
the jokes completely worked. The Lance /Blade doing the fucking armadillo roll thing.
And I realized they did the same thing they did in the first movie, but in a different way. They're like, let's take some weird different animation approaches, like when they went to the abstract world in the first one. Yep. This time they're like, we're going to do the same thing, but we're going to do video game animation. We're going to do
abstract
2D, the thought thing. So it's that same kind of scene is in the movie, but in a different way, which is actually way more creative, I thought.
Yeah. No, is to actually introduce characters. But then you get kind of like, again, think about it too hard. So it's like, okay, so pop culture character, like in my head, it's just like there's Ninja Turtles Island. You know what I mean? And it's like all of the iterations of the Turtles just exist in my head. So I'm like, my emotions are piling down
in your head,
Casey
yes.
fucking Jones,
yeah, that's yeah. Your family islands and friendship islands and all that islands are like this big, but
Ninja Turtles Island. There's graphic design, Adobe Island, and Ninja Turtles Island. And now Elden Ring Island is kind of blossoming. So, what would you give this out of 10? I'm curious to see.
You gave it an 8?
I'm an 8. You're like 9. Get fucked.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Like Price is Right. 8-1. I liked it slightly more than.
Yeah.
No, I'm gonna. I'll admit, because I have a teenage daughter.
Yes, probably hits more.
And I suffer from a really bad anxiety disorder that it did not. It hit me in the feels pretty hard. A couple of the scenes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think eight's a pretty solid score. That's the second 8 I've given this week.
Damn.
In the 8s,
Okay.
I actually went higher than 8.
Okay. Wow.
For that one.
Shit. Yeah. There's no to not spoil anything. There's no bing bong moment like in the first.
Yeah,
still
and
get
I
goosebumps
actually
watching that
exactly,
fucking
and I
scene,
almost
like,
want to spoil that because a lot of people are going and going, we're gonna get a bing bong because why not? Because Disney loves to punch you right in the nostalgia, so why not? But there's not. He's not wrong.
No, there's
it's
no
not a
bing
joke.
bong
We're not
moment.
going to surprise you.
Yeah.
You're not going to be the origami thing on the shelf is all you're going to get.
That's it. That's the only Easter egg I noticed. A113 is on the vault in Roman
Yes.
numerals.
Oh, and when they're looking through the binoculars in the beginning,
Toy
it's the
Story
Toy Story.
binoculars. Yeah, I caught that on my second. But
My
it's like,
kid, my 8-year-old's like, hey.
But is that really an Easter egg though? Because they were like, oh, we need binoculars for this scene, and then somebody went, oh, why don't you just make
That's
them
how
the
they do
binoculars
it.
from the first movie, or the?
What's
from
the
Toy
next
Story.
Disney movie though? That's why they do it though, because that's the Easter egg you're supposed to look
The
for.
next
Because
Disney
the
movie?
next Pixar. They always throw the next Pixar movie in the previous Pixar movie.
Elio is the.
So
next
there was
Pixar
some
movie.
Elio Easter egg. I'm sure if we look it up on one of the crazy channels that frame by frame the movie,
Okay.
because they always do it. They've done it
Okay.
every single time.
Sure.
Their next project is always in
Yeah,
the
because
previous
there's a lot
project.
of like weird alien creatures. I wonder if some of them are in there because they show like the video game roster. I think maybe like one of them is somewhere. I think they do. I can't remember.
We do get the
exactly.
cops back though.
We get a Cloud Town reference.
We get the Cloud Town reference. We got the cops walking in the background because like Flea, Red Hot Chili Pepper Flea, is also in this one, as he was like in the first one.
Okay.
Which is really weird.
Okay.
Like he's doing voices.
Yeah.
But yeah, you get like those references, those subtle things. She goes try to go back to French fry. Everything's a little bit different.
Everything's different. Yeah, Mount Crushmore.
Because it's been a year.
Fucking Mount Crushmore, dude.
Yeah.
Genius.
Yeah.
Genius.
a
Tony
good
Hill's
movie.
line of like, that's our top 4? Like, and it's one of the dudes from the Riley's First Date is like.
Yeah,
on the
they like
mountain.
continue
Yeah,
that
it's
whole
like,
thing.
Okay, we're in the world.
So then I went and watched the
chilling.
short after again with the kids because it's like, you know, gotta.
They should have honestly showed that before this movie because probably.
Well, that's
not a
like the
lot of people
in-between.
watched it. Yeah.
Because like the movie, one ends with her turning 12. The short is she's 12 now because they reference it in the short like 6 times. Well, Riley's only 12. How can she be on a date? She's 12. Oh, Riley's 12 on a date. We got it.
Yeah.
And now she's
called
turning
Riley's 12. Yeah.
And now she's turning 13.
13.
So
Perfect. Yeah. The only thing that didn't work for me is the scene we got from the trailer where she like first has like she wakes up and then all her hormones and emotions are fucking out of whack. And like she's like screaming at the mom. I'm like, you're like 0 to 100. And I get that's a joke, but
that's
it's just,
supposed to be the
it's
joke.
too
I thought it
much.
was funny,
Yeah.
but yeah, I mean,
her side wasn't funny. The emotion side of like being like, I barely touched it, and they're like 12 feet away with the stick, like trying to hit the button. Yeah, she's like, what the fuck? That's me.
yeah, that's you just never. The board's been broken for.
Yeah. Oh, it's fucked up there. Yeah, it's fucked up there.
I think for you, it's more of the SpongeBob. They're all running around with shit on fire.
Yeah, no one knows what's going on. Yeah. All right, Inside Out 2. We kind of rambled there at the end, but those are our scores. Wait, what's your score? 8?
8.
Okay, fair. All right, yeah. So go watch our other stuff. Better late night with the devil than never. Can't believe I got that on first try.
That was perfect. Yeah, so if you have a review and you guys want us to review something that we didn't get to or that we
give us
probably
money.
wouldn't want. No, you don't have to give us money. It will help you get to the front of the line.
Pay us.
No, but we'll definitely get to it.
Yes.
We were just behind. We had a lot of projects in the last month, but that normally, if you know, the second we can slide in the schedule, we'll put it in there. So whatever you guys want to review that we're not getting to, outside the new things, because we'll
Yes.
always be doing the new stuff.
Yeah.
David Dasmelichian. I'm messing his name up. I'm the worst with names, and I apologize. But he's from Ant-Man franchise. He's one of the friends on the squad in the first 2 movies, and then he plays an alien in Quantumania. But he is the host, Jack Delroy, who's basically hosting a competing talk show in the 70s against The Tonight Show with Johnny Carson, and he's desperate to get renewed. And his wife just died, so he does this thing on Halloween to where he brings on a possessed girl, and shit just goes sideways from there.